Hello, Oregon AFSCME. This is Joe Basler, the Associate Director for Oregon Council 75. I want to give you a quick update on the legislative session that we are in the midst of right now in Salem, our state capital. Quick PERS update. We talked about some PERS bills moving last E-lert, so feel free to go back and check that one out. Nothing's much happened. Things are moving along the way they should be. The two good PERS bills should be moving in the next day or two out of committee and going in the good direction. These are not bad PERS bills. These are not PERS bills that I'm warning you about. These are things that generally are pretty helpful and we're supportive. Most of the bad PERS bills, as I said last week, didn't get a hearing and are unlikely to move forward, but they're definitely things we're watching and keeping a constant eye on. So the other thing I want to mention, though, Senate Bill 1529, which has to do with revenue, has to do with how much money we have to pay for services in the state of Oregon. So I'm sure you've heard on the national level, there was a major federal tax cut that moved through the Congress pretty recently. Well, Oregon's statute ties our Oregon income tax, not your federal income tax, our Oregon income tax to these federal changes. But we're not really sure how these federal changes are going to shake out and what kind of impact they're actually going to have on the economy and on people's tax bills yet. So what we'd like to do is disconnect Oregon from these current tax cuts until we can have a little bit more information about what's going to happen. We're trying to hopefully move that in the next couple of days. It's moved through the Senate. It's moving to the House. It's going to. The reason we also care about it is without this change, there's going to be about a $100 million hit to the state budget, which is not catastrophic, but it is significant, and we would have to figure out how to pay for the things that money was going to cover that's already budgeted for. It isn't a change. It wouldn't be a change on your federal taxes. It would be a change on your Oregon income taxes. Would keep them the same as opposed to automatically switching them over to the federal system. There's also a part in there where we're trying to fix a major tax deduction that was given during the PERS 2015, I'm going to call it a debacle, where we took away, there was a PERS deal with a grand bargain that also included tax cuts. Well, these tax cuts were pretty short-sighted. We opposed them pretty strongly, and they really only benefit folks who are making $250,000 a year. And so we want to cap that tax cut and move it and sort of limit it to, you know what, you get your first million, but then after that, we want to cap that tax break. So it is a tax break directly at millionaires. A lot of people like to say, oh, it's a small business tax increase, but it's not. It's really to go after individuals who are making $1 million a year. So that's going on right now in session. We'll have another update for you next week, and so stay tuned.